You know that feeling, right? That post-lunch slump where suddenly you feel sleepy, you can't focus. Well, it turns out that feeling isn't just, in your head. It's actually directly connected to what you just ate. So let's dive into this amazing connection between our food and our brain.
Okay, let's try a little thought experiment here. We all know the brain is mostly water, right? But what if we took all that water away? What would actually be left? What are the solid physical building blocks that make up your brain?
And the answer is kind of surprising. The majority of your brain, once you take out the water, is actually fat. Yep, lipids. After that, you've got a big chunk of proteins and amino acids, and then just a little bit of micronutrients and glucose. So yeah, you literally have a fat head. And trust me, that's a very, very good thing.
So to really get how this all works, here's our menu for today. We're going to look at each of these parts one by one. We'll start with the fats, the brain's builders. Then we'll move on to proteins, the mood manipulators. After that, the micronutrients, which are like the brain's shield. And we'll finish up with carbs, the fuel for all that thinking.
All right, first up, fats, the main ingredient. And look, these aren't just the fats your body stores for energy. No, these are the literal physical builders of your brain cells. But, and this is a big but, not all fats are created equal when it comes to building a better brain.
The absolute superstars here are omega-3s and omega-6s. Here's the thing, our bodies can't make these on their own. We have to get them from food. So think things like nuts, seeds, and fatty fish. And why are they so crucial? Well, they're the key ingredient for creating and maintaining the very membranes of our brain cells. And this really shows you the difference, right? On one side, you've got the good guys, the omegas, which are linked to preventing some serious degenerative brain conditions. But on the other side, you've got things like trans fats. And eating a lot of those over a long time, well, that can really compromise your brain's health. So the bottom line, the type of fat you eat really, really matters.
Okay, so if fats are the builders, what's next on our list? Proteins. And if fats are the bricks and mortar, think of proteins as the mood manipulators. It's pretty wild. The protein you eat gets broken down into things called amino acids, and those become your brain's chemical messengers.
And these chemical messengers, they have a name, neurotransmitters. You've probably heard of them. They're basically the brain's text messaging system, carrying signals from one neuron to the next. And this system controls, well, pretty much everything. Your mood, how well you sleep, your ability to focus, even how hungry you feel.
So check out how this works. It's a direct path from your plate to your mood. Step 1, you eat something with protein. Step 2, your body gets to work, breaking it down into those amino acids. Step 3, those amino acids get turned into neurotransmitters. And boom, step 4, those neurotransmitters start affecting how you feel, whether that's calm, focused, or wide awake. It's a direct line.
And that is exactly why having a varied diet is so important for your mental health. Think about it. When you eat a bunch of different foods, you're giving your brain the full toolkit of amino acids it needs. This helps keep all those brain messengers in balance so your mood doesn't get stuck, in a rut or swing all over the place.
All right, moving on to micronutrients. Now don't let the micro fool you. These things are tiny, but they are absolutely mighty. You can think of them as your brain's personal security detail. It's protectors. So who's on this security team? Well, first, you've got antioxidants. You find these in all those colorful fruits and veggies. They're like the cleanup crew, taking care of these nasty things called free radicals that damage your cells. Then you've got your B vitamins, B6, B12, folic acid. They're crucial for protecting against brain disease and mental decline as we age. And of course, minerals like iron and zinc. They are absolutely essential for brain development and function. Okay, so we've got the building blocks, the messengers, and the shields. But this whole operation needs power, right? A ton of power. Your brain is an incredibly energy-hungry organ. And that's where our last piece of the puzzle comes in, carbohydrates. This is the fuel for thought.
I mean, just look at this number. It's kind of mind-blowing. Your brain is only about 2% of your body weight, but it uses up 20% of your body's total energy. That is a huge amount. It's just a super energy-hungry organ. And where does it get most of that energy? From glucose, which our bodies get when we digest carb.
But just like with fats, the type of carb makes all the difference. This chart lays it out perfectly. See that sharp peak? That's what happens when you eat something like white bread. You get this massive, quick spike in blood sugar, followed by a big crash. Now look at the other line. For oats, it's much lower, flatter. It's a slow, steady, sustained release of energy.
And that slow, steady release of energy, that is exactly what your brain thrives on. It allows for a much more consistent level of focus and a stable mood. You get to avoid that classic sugar rush and the inevitable crash that just completely kills your concentration.
So, what's the big takeaway here? Let's bring it all home. You've heard the saying, you are what you eat. And honestly, it's a cliche for a reason. When it comes to your brain, it is absolutely true. The link between your plate and your brain power isn't just a theory, it's direct, it's real, and it's powerful.
And maybe this is the most important thing to remember. This isn't about eating one perfect meal or finding one magic superfood. It's about the cumulative effect of your choices day in and day out, because those choices, they have a direct and long-lasting impact on the most powerful and complex organ you have.
So that really just leaves one question, doesn't it? Knowing all this, what are you going to feed your brain today?